Welcome to 3news.com.
I guess it would be the fact that it's very practical, and even though it was written years and years ago, it's still very relevant to today's life. There isn't any book I have come across that's able to speak to every situation in every generation. So for me, that does it for me. You go into it and you think, oh, this problem is I mean, it's peculiar, it's just happening to me. And you go into it and you find out that actually what you're going through is not new, and it provides solutions. It might not speak exactly to the situation, but it will give you guidelines on how to go about it. It covers issues of being childless in a marriage, money. God says He gives power to gain wealth, and so if you're broke and you're thinking how to make money, go on your knees and refer God to His word and say, "You said you give power to gain wealth." And when you keep calling Him to His word, to act on His word, He always comes through. And so for me, the Bible is it's number one above everything. It's not a dictionary. It's beyond a dictionary. It's not an encyclopedia. It's beyond that. I don't have a word to describe it. I can only say that it's indeed from God. That's an interesting question. I recall one time we discussed this on the Urban Blend show, and we had very interesting views. Some speaking for and against that. The concept of love is make believe. But what I picked from the conversation was that love is very relative. What I call love might not be love to you. What you call love will not be love to me. And so I think that you can't really describe the feeling of love. I think we tend to find, situations or people we find, think alike, people or situations that we're comfortable with, or people that we're comfortable with, as a feeling of love, if you like. I don't think there's one particular meaning to love. I just think that there are situations that and people that we feel very comfortable, we feel, at ease and at peace with, and we want to spend time with such people or spend time with that situation. And if we call that love, then so be it. That's tough. Tough in the sense that, there are people you meet and they piss you off really bad from the start, but along the way you tend to like them and appreciate them. There are a few people I have met and I thought, oh, this person is the worst person and anybody can ever meet. But then along the way, they tend out to be very good friends. I'll give an example. There was one time I was working on a particular project and I wanted some information from an office. Now, the first person I met he wasn't rude, but he was just not responding to my needs the way I was expecting him to. And I thought, you don't even deserve to be in this seat. And check what? After months and weeks, we're good friends. He calls me up, I call him up, and I've had many instances like that. So it's very difficult to put a finger on one particular person. Probably would be Tom and Jerry. Yes, and that's because I didn't watch a lot of cartoons, but I still remember my memories from Tom and Jerry. And it's one of those cartoons that the whole family can watch. And I think the language in that series was not offensive, unlike some of the ones that you find these days. And so for that reason, because it's a family product, everybody can consume it. You don't have to worry about the kids hearing things they shouldn't hear. And I still have memories of it from before. It probably is my favorite.
Days already going to the month of September. Now let me let you know this one is a big one, and it's Kitty Flex. It's your annual fan-filled event, and this time it's coming to you, of course, from TV3 in collaboration with the Department of Children, and they bring you another explosive experience of fun, and don't be told. Those of you who want to perform at the event in any of the competitions, you must be there by 7 a.m. prompt, or you could be disqualified. Let me take you to school. At Pentecost, and can be obtained from all EMS counters at original post offices nationwide. The Pentecost University campus are sold from or via the university's website. The web address is www.pentvars.edu.gh. For SSC holders, you need 6 passes. That includes core English, core mods, and 3 electives. You should have a score between 6 to 24. For WASI holders, 6 passes as well. Core English, core mods, either integrated science or social studies, and of course 3 electives. I don't want somebody who's perfect or tries to get it right all the time. I want somebody who is himself, and that means that you appreciate that you have your good sides and you have your flaws. And if it's very bad and I can't deal with it, we both agree that you try and work on it. Just make the effort too. My ideal man would be somebody who is guided by the principles of God, not necessarily a criff or somebody who is in church 24/7, or necessarily somebody who, wakes up and goes to bed with a Bible. They might be pretending, but somebody who is guided by the principles of God. It's visible in the way they act. They have respect for women. They have respect for men. They love themselves and want the best for themselves and want the best for you as well. They're willing to be corrected and to correct. And they love discipline. Wow. So this question is like the annoying one. Let's see. It will be difficult to pick one because I appreciate, various genres of music. For gospel, I would say lately I discovered Agyemang Paul, and I think he's amazing. And then I discovered also Travis Green. And so for gospel, I'll choose the 2. And of course, Agyemang Mercy. I think she's awesome. Wow, tough question, because you hear them every day and you think, oh, I love this one, and before you knew you love this one. There's a lady who came to the studio this week actually. Her name is Osei. She's a young girl and she's got such an amazing voice. She's not she's not in the limelight yet, but watch out for her. She has such a beautiful voice. She's just 21, and for her to dare to sing soul the way she does, I think she's got a future. For now, I'm following her. Yeah. I used to think that Ejako was very funny. And then there was Lil Wayne, and I think he's very funny, but just sometimes he's too abusive with his words. And in his movies, they tend to be, it's too much hitting and slapping, and sometimes I think it's a bit violent. But if not, that out, I think he's very funny. He's a kind of character you see and you just laugh. He doesn't need to introduce himself as a comedian. If he wasn't doing comedy and I met him somewhere, his demeanor would make me laugh. So I think I'll choose Lil Wayne over Ejako. I can dance. I can dance. I might not know all the new Azonto moves, but I can definitely groove to something, Yeah. Tough. Probably would be a Billy Pele. Him. Because at the time that he was playing, he didn't only play well and win competitions, but he spoke well and he had branded himself very well. He didn't have any fancy haircut. He didn't have any weird looking tattoos. He was decent and he knew his art very well. So he wasn't just about the hype, but he built his profession, and you can tell that from his children, Jordan, Dede, So I call him a legend, so he's my favorite.
you know, sometimes I think about stuff like when I'm not doing what I'm doing now, when I'm older and my grandchildren are having conversations about me, or my children are having conversation about me, what will they talk about? You know, I want them to be able to talk about me and say, oh, I want to be like Miriam. If at the time I'm grandma, then they say, I want to be like, you know, grandma Miriam or mommy, because mommy was determined. Mommy got it, you know, not got it right all the time, but got it right most of the time. Mommy followed her passion. Mommy had strong faith in God. And so these are the things that motivate me. It's not too much about me, but it's much more about what the generation the generation to come would take from me. Because I look up to people and say, this person got it right. Look at Oprah Winfrey. Look at, think about big names in the media and in other fields who have excelled. You look at them and you say, oh, I could actually do this. I could actually be like that. And that's what I want to be to the generations to come.
Another from the album Very Necessary, released in 1993. Shoot was a track. 55 past 10 is the time. In just a few, we'll talk about health and wellness on the show. But keep your response coming in. I asked you a riddle earlier on, and it goes like this. So apparently snakes go to school, and apparently they have favorite subjects. And so my riddle says, riddle, what is a snake's favorite subject? Yeah. 0500-607-070. Miriam _3FM.
She said she has sent messages to you.
Oh, really?